Dr. Pritesh Gautam sir is a neuropsychiatrist and a de-addiction specialist from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, and he has kindly agreed to talk to our students. And how this works, because this is the very first one of its kind of session which we are holding for the very first time in Mind Empowered. So we had already floated a query form a few weeks back regarding mental health, and some of you had actually posted queries. So what we'll do first is my team member Srila Menon, she will read out the questions and sir will answer those questions. And any after that, so we have a few questions there, and after that, any live questions, you please feel free to ask him directly right here, on this platform. So that's the reason why we have made it like an open forum. So as you can ask your questions directly, you can either unmute yourself and ask, or you can put it in chat. So we'll first deal with the questions which were there in the query form asked by some of our students anonymously. And after those questions, it'll be you are all free to ask whatever you want. Thank you, sir. Over to you now. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
The first question that came was, what are the various coping techniques for anxiety as well as panic attacks other than the well-known breathing technique?
Yeah, first of all, we have to understand what is anxiety. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is anxiety? Some sort of anxiety is essential for us. If we don't feel anxious, so our performance will get deteriorated. So some sort of anxiety is always mandatory for well functioning of us. So anxiety is a normal thing. When it's become a disorder, then it is abnormal. So panic attack is a form of abnormal anxiety disorder. So to treat our anxiety or panic attack, other than breathing exercise like pranayama and yoga, I advise my students and I advise my patient also. So do some light diet, adequate sleep, exercise at least 30 minutes in a day. And another technique is CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. Cognitive behavior therapy is a talking therapy in which a therapist advise patients to reduce his negative feelings and replace the negative feeling into the positive ones. These are other techniques for modification of your anxiety.
Okay. How to overcome situations which makes us feel sad that we are not even able to feel happiness for days or weeks and are not able to do anything, not even to eat food.
So you have to overcome your feeling of sadness with some coping strategies like some relaxation technique. Self-hypnosis is a method, and another method is progressive muscle relaxation. So progressive muscle relaxation is like yoga or meditation. So you have to put into the in your lifestyle, like you have to lying down in a yoga nidra position or relaxation position. Then you have to concentrate on the muscles of your great toe and try to contract the muscles of great toe for 15 seconds and then relax for another 15 seconds. Likewise, from toe to head, you have to move forward from toe to head. So then you have to concentrate on your calf muscles, contract for 15 seconds, then relax it for 15 seconds. So this is another technique like progressive muscle relaxation. Likewise, you have to ascend from to your toe to head. So gluteus muscles means your hip muscles, then your back muscles, then your muscles for 15 seconds, and then relax it for another 15 seconds. So this is a progressive muscle relaxation. It's a type of a relaxation technique. So you have to introduce yourself in this progressive muscle relaxation and do it properly do it properly morning time for at least 10 to 15 minutes. So this is a better method.
Okay. Next question is, can overeating and less sleep be signs of depression? If so, how can I cure the same?
Depression, in depression there is two type of disturbances, either decrease appetite or increase appetite. Appetite means your hunger, feeding habits. So you get increase appetite means obese, or decrease appetite means lean and patients. So both of the patients are the sufferer of depression. And another another is insomnia or hypersomnia. Insomnia means lack of sleep or inadequate sleep, or hypersomnia means getting more sleep. So both are symptoms of depression. Insomnia, hypersomnia, decreased appetite or increased appetite. So
and how can it be cured is the second part of the question.
Yeah. So for curable depression, like depression, insomnia is like fever in medicine. Like we have fever in medicine, so we have decreased sleep or increased sleep in psychiatry. So if the person is complaining of I am getting less sleeps, then it's he or she may feel some depression or anxiety. So we have to rule out the underlying cause of depression, underlying cause of anxiety. Is there any interpersonal issue? Is there any occupational issue? So we have to point out the situation and then treat accordingly. He should seek a psychiatric advice or counselor, and some modification technique like couple therapy if the partner is responsible for his insomnia, and occupational therapies, and some sort of therapies are there to treat the depression and anxiety.
Without going to a psychiatrist, we cannot cure it ourselves. Is that what it is?
Yeah, these are biological symptoms of depression: insomnia and hypersomnia, and decreased sleep and increased sleep. These are biological symptoms. It occurs because of some endocrine abnormality inside your body.
Okay.
And sometimes a doctor have to evaluate some endocrine abnormality like hypothyroidism, anemia, for these type of symptoms. So these are endocrine symptoms or biological symptoms of depression. Other symptoms of depression are like low mood, feel suicidal, and lack of pleasure in all the lack of interest in all the pleasurable activity. These are other symptoms of depression. So this may be improved by going to a counselor or by talk therapy. But insomnia, hypersomnia, and decreased appetite, these are biological symptoms of depression.
Okay.